Task number 2, basic packet capture. You can run tcpdump without providing any arguments. However, this is only useful to test that you have it installed. In a real scenario, we must be specific about what to listen to, where to write, and how to display the packets. Specify the network interface. The first thing to decide in which network interface to listen to, using the -i and then interface. You can choose to listen on all available interfaces using -i and then any. Alternatively, you can specify an interface you would like to listen with. All right, so basically it tells us that we can use with tcpdump the -i flag, and then we can choose for the argument an interface. If we want all interfaces, we don't care about that, we say any. But if, for instance, we choose the Ethernet interface, we can use its Ethernet 0. Let's open this split view. tcpdump. We don't have permissions, so yeah, so I see they just prompted us with a command line. If we get the password, we can see here the users. Also, we can see the user, the tryhackme user that we are under. We see also the strategos. We can do some things here, but this is not the scope of this. Is not the scope of this one. We can also use sudo tcpdump, and we can see that it's working with these credentials. So let's continue. Let's see. Yeah, we can also use this. So let's display this tcpdump with interface any, and it will prompt us with, again, what we've seen. If we go for ENS5, you can see it over here. We have two of them, the loopback and ENS5. Then we are prompted with a lot of packets. A command such as IP address show or merely IPAS would list the available network interfaces. In the terminal below, we see one network card and so an additional the loopback address. Yes. Again, here we can see the same as if we type here IPA. Alrighty, save the captured packets. We see with W. In many cases, you should check the capture packets again later. This can be achieved by saving to a file using -w, lowercase w file. The file extension is most commonly set to pcap. We remember about pcaps from Wireshark. The save packet can be inspected later using another program such as Wireshark. You would see the packets scrolling when you choose the -w option. Read capture packets from a file. You can use tcpdump to read packets from a file by using the -r and then the name of the file. This is very useful to learn about protocol behavior. You can capture network traffic over a suitable time frame to inspect a specific protocol. Then read the capture file while applying filters to display the packets you are interested in. Furthermore, it might be a packet capture file that contains a network attack that took place and you inspect it to analyze the attack. Limit the number of packets of captured packets. You can specify the number of captured packets by specifying the count using -c and then count. Without specifying a count, the packet capture will be continued until you interrupt it, like we did. For instance, if you go again sudo and tcpdump, look at this. It goes, Control C, and then it will stop. Yeah, another one little thing or little note here. You are maybe you see that the flags used with a lot of in the command line interface tools are pretty much the same for everyone. -c, it's almost count to all of them. That's not the rule. That's just a common, let's say, shared thing amongst command line tools, but always check the menu, the documentation for your specific tool that you want to use. Without specifying account, the packet will be captured until you press Ctrl+C. Depending on your goal, you only need a limited number of packets. Don't resolve IP addresses and port numbers. Tcpdump will resolve IP addresses and print friendly domain names where possible. As you can see, IPs. To avoid making such DNS lookups, you can use the -n argument. Similarly, you don't want port numbers to be resolved, such as AT being resolved to HTTP. You can use the -nn to stop both DNS and port number lookup. Consider the following example shown in the terminal below. We captured and displayed 5 packets without resolving the IP address. So sudo again, TCP interface ends 5, then count to 5, and don't resolve the IP address. And you can see, actually don't resolve the protocol. If you don't want to DNS lookup, no, the IP address. Don't resolve the IP address because the second NN is to port number. Perfect. Yeah, we can do that as well. Sudo tcpdump interface ends 5, count to 2, and then NN. There you go. We have the 2 packets. Okay. Produce more verbose. Again, as previously mentioned, -v. It's almost shared between all the tools. Like -v, it's verbose mode. If you want just more information, if we go like this. Let me see. Yes, you can just compare, for instance, in the previous command, you can compare this one with this one, and then you compare it with this one and this one. Much more information, right? With verbose mode. If you want to print more details about the packets, you can use -v to produce a slightly more verbose output according to the TCPdump manual page. TCPdump, the addition of -v will print the time to leave, identification, total length, and options in IP packet, among other checks. The the VV will produce more verbose, like it's extra verbose, will produce even more triple Vs. Check manual pages for details. Summary and examples. The table below provides a summary of the command line options that we covered. TCPI interface, right? Save to a file. It reads capture packets from a file, then counts how many packets you want to see. -n, don't resolve the IP address. -n, don't resolve the IP address and port protocols. Protocol numbers. TCP dump -v is just verbose mode. Increasing the V's will increase also the extra information that you see. Consider the following examples. TCP write count to 50 verbose mode capture and displays 50 packets by listening on the Ethernet 0 interface, which is a wired Ethernet, and displays them verbosely. TCP dump another interface, and then save to pcap. Right? Captures packets listened on the WLO1 interface, Wi-Fi interface, and writes the packets to data pcap. It will continue till the user interrupts the capture by pressing Ctrl+C. Tcpdump on all interfaces with don't resolve the IP and don't resolve the port protocol numbers. Capture packets on all interfaces and display them on scroll without end screen. Capture packets on all interfaces and display them on screen without a domain name or protocol resolution. Answer the questions below. What option can you add to your command to display addresses only in numeric formation? Right, length and packet length are printed. All right, so Oh man, obviously. So basically, oh, I will show you. I will show you. I will show you because I mismatched some terms. For instance, if we go here, you can see IPs, right? So if we go, for instance, without the N, you will see this internal SSH whatever. But if we go with N, you will see only this, right? Only this. Without the N, it's don't resolve the IP address, basically, which means don't give me the name, just give me the IP address. This is what the question asked. What flag do we need in order to not see also the name? Like instead of, for instance, we want to capture a traffic to Google, a Google search, don't give me also the name Google, just give me its IP, just Google IP, and then without giving the try hack me, let's say from Google we type try hack me, just don't give me also the IP and the try hack me name. Just give me only the IPs of Google and then try hack me. Without the N, it's the IP of Google, the name of Google, and then the IP of try hack me, and then the name of try hack me. Yeah, awesome.